We are joined now by head coach Ruth Sinn, who just led the Tommies to their highest finish in the Summit League standings, earning the number 5 seed in the conference tournament. It is also the Tommies' first 500-plus season in Division I play. We will begin with opening comments from Coach and then open it to the floor for questions.
Thank you for being here today. We're excited about this opportunity. As I talked to our team before our game on Saturday, we were picked to finish 8th out of 9, and here we're vying for 5th place. Great opportunity in our hands on that Saturday is that we got to control our own destiny with that. Felt like the girls really did respond. I'm very proud of them and their effort in the way they've represented themselves in their program. With everything in athletics, we'd love it to be a linear path, but it's usually a little up and down, and we've had those. But through it all, this group has stuck together. They've fought for each other. They've continued to build on trust and the idea that they're representing the purple. They're representing everybody who is ahead of us, who has come before us and worn this jersey. We had Alumni Day early in February, and it was great to see all of our alumni, all Americans, Final Four participants that were back representing our program. And what they each said to me is how proud they were of our young ladies and how that they played with their whole heart. And at the end of the day, that's what you can expect from our St. Thomas women's basketball team. You can expect that they're going to give it their all, they're going to play for each other, and they're going to represent our university to the best of their abilities. And I've been very, very proud of them.
Ruth, February was obviously kind of rough.
Mm-hmm.
What changed on Saturday, and what were the struggles that you had in February?
You know, we're still navigating our depth. And February proved to be a little challenging. We lost Jordyn Lamker, who is a 2-year participant. Actually, last year was a starter. We've got her back. We lost Phoebe Frenzel. Again, a huge player for our program in her work ethic. Sometimes we say that she's kind of like a dog chasing a bone. That's a huge compliment because she gives us that intangible. And you know this game is about energy, and it's about purpose, and it's about relentlessness. And those 2 young ladies were 2 young ladies that really helped us in that area. And they gave us that depth. And so Denver, we were back to full strength, and not even back to full strength, but it was a confidence with it. And I think we were playing more like ourselves. And I think that's going to be the exciting part of this next tournament and this next phase is that we get to be together. We get a week of preparation and to get back to being the team that attacks and the team that understands itself and the team that just goes all out and leaves it on the floor. So I do think that was one of the factors of February. And then, we hit some adversity. And, sometimes when you start hitting adversity, you start doubting. And I think some of our players started to play a little bit of timid. And rather than attacking opportunity, they kind of hope for it. So we had a lot of conversations, but I think at the end that they're excited about this chance. We're excited to be in postseason play. We're excited about where we're at and what we can do at this next step.
It's kind of a very different situation from last year going into the tournament where you were going to play on the opening day, never been there, never done this. Now you don't play till Sunday, and you have 2 more days in preparation. How do you feel this year compared to last year?
Well, there's no question. I mean, last year it was, kind of like you said, it was our freshman year. So our biggest thing was get them to the arena, get them to experience the bells and whistles, to understand what it feels like, what the environment is like, so they don't get overwhelmed by the moment. Whereas this year, I think we have a different mentality. We know what the moment's going to be about. Hats off to the Summit League, because I do not know if there is another conference tournament that does it up better as a mid-major. I mean, it's just unbelievable. These young ladies felt valued, they felt worth, they felt respected from that Summit League tournament. And so they know what to expect with that. And now it's about, okay, now we know what it's all about, and now we just need to be our best. And so it's a whole different aspect in what we're preparing, what we're thinking about, and what we're aiming to do as well.
So Kayla's team is pretty solid, but they've had their ups and downs too. What kind of challenges does South Dakota present?
South Dakota's going to have a lot of challenges in that their physicality. They're a very physical team. They're built different than us with that. They're going to try to, make the game a little bit slower, make it much more a half-court game. And so those are going to be some of our challenges. Their high-low is going to be challenging to us, too, because they like to pound the ball inside. And so we're going to have to make sure that we're able to counter that. On the other hand, we're liking to play a little bit more 94 feet and trying to open it up and use our speed and our athleticism. So it will be a game of contrasting styles, but South Dakota has our number right now. And so we need just to get back to work and figure out how do we switch the tables and how do we give it our best shot.
Coach, you mentioned how they're physical, want to pound it down low, play half court. What kind of task is Jordyn going to have in front of her for this game?
Joe is just such a phenomenal player with that. And, I think you have all seen her. There's times that she's too hard on herself because she has everything she needs physically, athletically. She can run the floor like a deer. It's just amazing. And so we're going to have to continue to keep her in that mindset because I do agree with you. I think she could be a real force down there. The advantage they have is their posts are stretch posts, and so sometimes they can take Joe away from the basket because they're going to have to. They have the capability to hit the three with that. So that'll be one of our challenges.
What's the energy like in Sioux Falls just playing in that arena?
It depends upon who you would talk to. To me, I don't care if that place is packed and there's not one person cheering for us. Being in front of a packed arena is phenomenal. It's exciting. And women's basketball is really moving to that. So, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of red, but we're going to have our purple as well. And we just get to play basketball, and we get to enjoy it. So I am going to continue to talk to our team about the excitement of being in this environment, in this energy. There's times in J term that you're kind of in an empty gym. There's not a lot of people around here. Well, that's not what basketball is about. Basketball is about March Madness and the energy and the excitement. And actually, I think March Madness is kind of one of the best events there is because it's about courageousness, and you get to see these kids dare greatly. And I can't wait to watch our young ladies be able to step on that stage and kind of reach and kind of dare greatly as well.
Yeah, you just briefly touched on the excitement about women's basketball. And with that trend and the kind of opponents you played this year, have you felt increased eyes on the program?
Definitely. And I think our young ladies are excited about what they're doing and how they can add to this story. And, I say this all the time. The young ladies that chose to come to St. Thomas knew that there wasn't NCAA play. They chose to come to St. Thomas because they wanted to make an impact. They wanted to be pioneers of a program. And that's a lot to ask. And I'm really proud of what they've done and how they've represented themselves.
What can you say about Jordyn Glynn and the career path that she's had and entering her, what could be her final week or two?
She has been just incredible through it all. She was recruited as a D3 athlete. And in that time when we recruited her, we were vying for national championships and in the Final Fours. And that was the path she was thinking that she was moving towards. In her freshman year, we found out we were kicked out of the league and that we would be moving to the Summit League, and all of a sudden that changed. What I give her so much credit for is when you kind of come to a program, you come in with all these people and you're like, these 4 years, we're going to create something special. We're going to do that. Well, a lot of those people changed. I mean, she's changed different people, but through it all, there has been a constant about a work ethic, a determination, and a building of community. Jordyn has done that for us. She's always been about team. She's always been about how do I serve my team and how do I connect with these people. And now she's, on the other hand, been a recipient of all these wonderful, wonderful relationships that she probably thought, I didn't know that I would get that close to these people. So she has just been phenomenal off the court. And on the court, she has been a big cog to our success. You talk about Denver and how we played. She was one of them. She wasn't timid. She was attacking. She was offensively and defensively. She was doing some big things. But she is kind of one of those players that everybody looks to provide that energy and that spark.
People may
No,
touch on that. I'm
she
sure
did.
you're aware of the women of Grand Meadow from the 1930s.
Definitely, and I think she has like a aunt, a great aunt that was on that Grand Meadow team, and they recognized her, I think, at the All-Star of the State High School League games. So it's kind of appropriate that she is a pioneer in her own benefit as well. But like you say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and Jordyn has continued that. But I give her so much credit because I think a lot of our student athletes, when the decision was, should I do this, should I not? There was a lot of people like, that's going to be a lot of work. And human nature is, kind of, why not? Whereas her support staff and her people around her, they're like, why wouldn't you? Let's go out for it. Let's give it all we have. And it's just been fantastic. And Jordyn has really epitomized that. When you watch her play, you see that. She's always looking for the glass half full and what she can accomplish and what she can bring.
And Coach, can I transition to her backcourt partners in Jade and Amber real quick?
Correct.
What relief as a coach do you get knowing that the ball is going to be in their hands most of the game?
You hit it right on the head. It's nice to know that you have two really solid ball handlers and contributors. I mean, they're kind of our engines right now. We ask a lot of them, not only on the offensive end, but, Jade on the defensive end, she's always grabbing the top defensive assignment. But they have embraced that role, and they've done a really nice job of finding and being creative in different ways to score as well. From the outside, obviously, Amber and Jade, but getting to the basket, getting to the free throw line, and just setting up the offense. So they have done just a phenomenal job. I'm constantly checking in on them to make sure that, they're doing well. I don't want them to feel the pressure of the team. I just want them just to go out and be themselves. And they've done a really great job of that.
Yeah, how do you think they mentally maneuvered the struggles that you had in February?
I think it was hard on them, with anybody that wants to compete and you're not getting the result that you want, and we are outcome-based, it weighs on you. But yet you keep on looking at the process and what are we doing and how are we growing. It's cliche that you talk about that it's process-based and how do you improve, but a lot of times the outcome is what determines it. And I think they've kind of kept focused on the process.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Coach, and good luck in Sioux Falls this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. We'll get started a little early. Thank you for joining us for the 2024 St. Thomas Women's Basketball Summit League Press Conference. The women's basketball team picked up the number 5 seed in the Summit League tournament and will open on Sunday against number 4 South Dakota. We are joined here this afternoon by junior guard Jade Hill, fifth year guard Jordyn Glynn, and sophomore guard Amber Scalia. We will open it to the room for questions.
Amber, what does it do for your confidence to be going into this tournament off a win?
I think it's huge for us. I think coming off of a 6-game losing streak and getting this win going into the tournament is honestly so big for us. Just knowing that we can bounce back and knowing that we can get a win going into this is great for us. I think having the confidence, I feel like we all have the confidence right now going into the tournament, which is great, and I feel like that's what we need. So,
Jordyn, now that you have experience in the Summit League tournament, are you going to approach this first round different mentally than you did last year?
I don't think our approach is different. I think we still stick to our same game plan as every game. Definitely having experience there is going to be huge for us because we went in and, it was a big arena with lots of fans and something that we weren't necessarily extremely used to, but now we know what to expect more so for this year, so I'd say that approach is a little different, but as far as the games go, we still have the same approach.
Jade, how important is it to have everybody healthy going into the tournament?
I think it's super important, as each individual on our team brings a different aspect and is a different role to our team, which is very crucial. So I just think having everybody healthy is very important for us and something we're going to work on this week and just trying to keep everybody feeling good as we're going into the tournament.
For all three of you, you did better than what the preseason poll said and what was expected of you guys. From an internal point of view, why shouldn't that be a surprise?
I feel like we've always knew what we were capable of, and I think we've been playing together for 3 years now, a lot of us, and so we've just been kind of like figuring out how each other play and just building that chemistry together. So we're honestly not really surprised that we placed 5th seed.
Jordyn, last year, I recall you describing the tournament as kind of a blur.
Yeah.
Just the whole, I mean, it is a great event, the way they run it and all of that. When you go in this year, like, how do you feel approaching yourself personally last time and you've had the experience?
I'm definitely very excited. I think going into last year's tournament, I also thought it was my last time and I wasn't going to be coming back. So just really embracing the moment and getting to cherish it with my teammates.
How have you felt about the year? I mean, you got this extra year and you played really well. How do you feel about it?
Very grateful for the opportunity. I, again, was not expecting to come back, and I'm really happy that I did. And I think our season this year has gone a lot better than previous years, and I think that's due to more experience, like Jade had said, and just a whole different approach going into this season. And I think, again, I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I was given.
So you'll have a unique spot in the record books.
Yeah.
That will never be replaced as the only player to make it from D3 all the way into D1. What's your best memory up till now, and maybe you can replace that this weekend?
Oh gosh. I think overall, just like each team, I got to experience different, games, situations, seasons with, and I'm just excited. I think for the tournament again last year was really fun, and I've never experienced going to a tournament, even in Division III. We didn't get the bid my freshman year, and then my sophomore year was COVID, and then obviously we transitioned junior year and we weren't allowed to go in to the tournament. So I think I'm just like looking forward to that again, because last year was so fun and it was great team bonding and hanging out with my friends.
Jade, what kind of challenges does South Dakota pose?
They're very physical, and they have height on us, I feel like. We're not very tall as a team, but we're very aggressive, and so are they. So I just feel like we got to out-tough them on Sunday, so.
Jade, I want to start off with just congratulations on a good season, especially the 1,000-point milestone.
Thank you.
How does it feel to make your mark, especially in such a key part in the program's history during this whole transition period and everything?
I think it's really cool being able to inspire younger girls that are coming out of the Minneapolis area, and just show them that like you can really do anything if you put your mind to it and work hard. And I've just been blessed with this opportunity to be here and to have such amazing like staff and coaches that support me, and teammates obviously. So I just think it's been really cool and a fun experience for me. So.
Amber, this has been a breakout season for you. How do you feel about the way it's gone and what's left of it?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it so far. I think, honestly, it was just raising my confidence levels from my teammates and coaches. I think they really worked hard with me over the summer and the spring, and I just felt way more confidence coming into this year. Always as a freshman, you feel kind of out of place and not really sure how to approach everything and where your place is. And I think this year I kind of found my place, got in the groove of things, and felt more confident in that. And I'm excited for this tournament. I think that we have such a great chance of doing good things.
Jordyn, as a leader, especially in the backcourt with your fellow guards next to you, can you speak to their mental toughness as the season goes up and down through a long season?
Yeah, I think our Denver game is a great example of that. I mean, we came off of a 6-game losing streak, and I think just the attitude and approach that we would go into each game, it was like everyone was locked in and wanting to play aggressive, and some games didn't turn out the way that we did, but our Denver game, I think that was the most that we felt connected as a team on the court, and just the excitement in practice and obviously in the game was huge. And so, yeah, I give all the credit to them and their approach and work ethic and practice, which has translated into games.
Obviously, February was rough. What was the situation that led to it being difficult, and what changed on Saturday?
I just think we couldn't string together a full game of playing like hard and out-toughing opponents. I feel like we would see glimpses of us like working really hard and giving effort and stuff like that, but it wasn't throughout the whole game. And in the times we lacked giving effort, that's when we lost the game. And it could be in the second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth. And in many games we lost in February, we were up, and then we gave up a lead because we weren't able to hold on to that and finish the game out. So.
No matter who you guys get matched up against in this tournament, it's going to be tough no matter the number that's in front of their name. Amber, can you speak to just how competitive the Summit League is top to bottom?
Yeah, I mean, all the teams in this conference are pretty similar. I mean, NDSU and SDSU are obviously top of the conference. I mean, they're good. I mean, SDSU, and they haven't lost a conference game in 2 years. I mean, that's incredible. But I think, you know, all the teams in this Summit League all have a chance of beating each other, and I think that's the exciting part of, like, being in this league is, like, you have a chance against every team. Like, we go into every single game and we're like, this one's ours. Like, there's never a doubt in our mind that we're like, we're not going to win this game. So I think that's always a fun part about being in the Summit League.